Hey, hi guys, welcome back. All right, Pisceans, let's go ahead and get into a specific message for you guys. I'm going to start out with a location. We have got a bustling hub, social nexus, lively activities, cultural melting pot, and rendezvous points. Oh, so hang on now. This could be traveling and it's time to, meet up with somebody from a distance. This could be Pisces. It feels like somebody, obviously, Pisces would know if they're having a rendezvous point with somebody. This could be I'm traveling, but I can meet you for lunch. This could be I'm traveling, but I could meet you in whatever, Denver. I could meet you in Paris. I could meet you. This could be international. I see like Marrakesh. I see somewhere in India. Um, Maybe Turkey. Um, a real strong vibe on India also and Marrakesh. Six of Cups, these are soulmates. And High Priestess. That could be their cultural backgrounds, but we have got soulmates here for sure that are already like gravitating toward one another. Whomever this is not a stranger. In this storyline, this is not a stranger to Pisces. Other zodiacs have been getting like all kinds of like very different, like unknown individuals. This is somebody that it's a reunion. It's two soulmates wanting to see each other again, two soulmates feeling each other's energy and wanting to be, connected once again. Sorry, I'm getting freezing cold. I'm gonna throw my little wrap over my knees. Um, we have the devil. There's passion and desire. I feel like somebody is either texting Pisces, and it could be late at night, saying, I can't stop thinking about you. I want to see you. Is there any way? Is there any way that we could be arranged to be in the same place at the same time? I'm going to have a layover for 2 days in whatever town. Could you match me? Could you meet me there? This feels like somebody who's texting. This could be on an iPad or on a phone. I'm picturing more like an iPad. This could be somebody looking at flights, times. How can I get to you? What's the distance? Tell me about the High Priestess. I mean, that right there would be our Pisces. I almost feel like we have a strong Aquarius. I feel like with that, glowing moon and glowing star here, I definitely feel like Pisces is their target. And I feel like this is what Pisces wants too. This is a card of distance, but it's like, honestly, I would do just about anything to get to you. Look, they are very hungry for Pisces. And I think Pisces wants it that way. And I say that because we have a tiger looking at this lamb. Pisces comes across as a lamb. Bear in mind, the High Priestess is a very sensual card. So Pisces may be very soft, very loving, very sweet, but they got tons of passion under the surface. And I almost feel like this tiger person, they know this. They're the ones that are like determined. I gotta see Pisces again, whatever it takes. I think Pisces knew that this was coming. Maybe it's because they're like, I can tell this person is getting all frantic, all hot and bothered over me. I can just tell. We have the Justice card. Ooh, hold on. It's Libra energy. This does not feel like a completely like uncomplicated scenario. Queen of Pentacles. Okay, in this storyline, this could be somebody who is actually married. We do have a Queen of Pentacles here. This could be somebody that Pisces is like, I know that they still want me, or I know that they want to meet up with me, and maybe it's not for totally innocent purposes. Pisces has like an inkling that there's more here at play. This does feel like somebody who wants to rendezvous with Pisces because they're very passionate about Pisces. And I do feel like Pisces probably has passion for them as well. But there is also the awareness that this person's trying to find a way to connect with me on the down low. And I think even though it's unspoken, we both already know what it means. We both already know what you'd be looking for. We both already know maybe even what we want. Both of us. Hanged Man, there's Pisces. Pisces is going to have to pause and consider, do I say yes? Will I meet this person? Because they're raring. They'll make a point of being in my town. They'll make a point, and maybe they even want to be coming into Pisces world. So it's like, hey, I'm just in town. Thought I'd look you up. Hey, do you want to, walk me back to my hotel or something like that? And I almost think Pisces is going, I already know we could get into some serious trouble here. I have every suspicion, even if it seems innocent on the surface. I don't think this necessarily is. Seven of Pentacles. I really think Pisces is going to have to sit and think about this. This feels like I knew this day was going to come. I knew this person at some point was going to be reaching out to me. I knew that they were going to make a point of being around me or reaching out to me. Justice again. And I think, look, this could be somebody that Pisces had a romance with once upon a time. And they always knew, even though we parted ways and we both gone our separate directions, I always knew someday there would be a time where maybe even Pisces knows that they moved on. They went, down the road of getting connected to a Queen of Pentacles. And Pisces is like, the thing is, I already know it's still me on their mind. I know that about them. To have the Justice card there twice, this is really like Pisces is weighing the pros and cons of either like, maybe there's a big temptation here, like, but I am attracted to them and I know that they're going to be in town, and I know what this deep down, I know what is not being spoken, which is they want to get me alone. They're passionate about me still. I know it because I can feel that there's a hunger in them. The same way you can feel when, if you've ever seen like a cat hunting, you can tell when their eyes are locked onto something and they may stay still for a really long time, but then they go after what they want. I kind of feel that energy in this. And Pisces is going, I am the thing that this big jungle cat wants to jump at, right? We saw them as a tiger. We see them as like, I'm hungry for Pisces. And even if there's distance and time, I'm going to find a time to get back into Pisces world. And I just kind of think Pisces was like, I knew this day was going to come and I was going to have to decide, do I say, no, I can't see you because I already know it's going to be too dangerous. We're going to, Queen of Wands and Ace of Cups. But then there's this energy here where Pisces is like, I think this is somebody that Pisces also mutually has desire for, but also love for, even though I think they were in love with this person once upon a time. Then they parted ways because it's been a dry desert and it's like this relationship has ended a long time ago. But in truth, I always knew I was still going to love them. They were still always going to be really hot for me. What am I supposed to do? It's that emotion is still there. I don't know if somebody has lived in the desert. I mean, there's definitely distance, and it could even be distance, where it's like somebody lives abroad, but now is coming back, to the same town. I'm picturing like, this looks very much like a, Arizona, or it looks like, maybe a New Mexico landscape, maybe Texas, maybe Nevada, but we have a distinct, desert look here. But of course, there's deserts all around the world as well, right? So, but those particular rock formations really make me think of the American Southwest. But then I haven't seen all the deserts of the world. So I'm going to say in this storyline, the temptation here to reconnect with somebody where there was a love story once upon a time, I think the temptation is still very much there, but this is them reaching out and like trying to ask Pisces to rendezvous with them. And this is Pisces being so tempted to do so. I don't know if Pisces is going to have the willpower to say, no, I can't. Not if you're, with somebody else and this is something you're doing under someone else's nose. Pisces might ask them point blank, what is it that you want from me with the sun? Tell me directly. What do you want? What are your intentions? What are you doing? Look, honestly, I'm happy to hear from you. Honestly, I would be happy to see you again, but we need to be real clear about what we're doing. It feels like Pisces is saying, I don't want there to be any murkiness. You notice how Pisces is in this clean white shirt, riding the white horse. I feel like keeping their hands clean is important. Walking into something eyes wide open. It seems like Pisces is going to ask them point blank, what are you thinking? What are you doing? What do you want with me? 9 of Swords. And Pisces might also be very plain with, this makes me really nervous to see you, honestly. I'm not sure that this is going to be a good idea. I think Pisces is going to be the one broaching the subject of the elephant in the room, which is like, I have a feeling that you've been attracted to me or have kept me on your mind. I can just tell. Somebody could work in law enforcement. They could be traveling for work or something. I mean, maybe there's like a U.S. Marshal or something. But they could be somebody who works in like the judicial system, and that could be one of the other reasons they're coming to town. I don't know if Pisces has like a really big wall clock, something very ornate that hangs on their wall, but that could be something also that is just a like a visual aspect of this. Let me change decks here. There we go. What do you really want with Pisces? Somebody may have a dog as well that's like a little, I don't know, like a blend, one of the, like part Chihuahua, part something else, too big to be a Chihuahua, but to just be a straight up Chihuahua, but a blend with something else. 9 of Wands. Boy, Pisces has been somebody that they keep like suppressed somewhere in their heart, suppressed in their memory bank. Pisces remains always as like a very sacred connection that I don't think they ever talk about to anybody. Pisces lives in like this sacred cave in their heart. By the way, this card is always, my Australia card because we see the kangaroos, and obviously, I wanted to use a Uluru backdrop because it's a very sacred space, someplace I've always wanted to visit. So we have a 9 of Pentacles. Everything here keeps saying, for them, Pisces is their private, secret, like Pisces holds a place in their heart and in their memory bank that nobody else knows about. Not because Pisces is their like dirty secret or anything like that. There's something that is like so beautiful and maybe even like one of the best parts of their life that they keep tucked away. Like maybe nobody else would know that they have Pisces on their mind so heavily. They're also 7 of Wands. They may be thinking about getting close to going solo. And maybe that's the other reason they kind of want to reconnect with Pisces. There's something here, even if they're still with the Queen of Pentacles. I don't know if they're on the verge of like going through a legal separation, but it feels like with those 2 9s, they're thinking more and more about their own life, about what they want, not thinking as like a person who's in a connection with someone else. There is some kind of an obstacle, but even that feels less like an obstacle and more like an adventure. Like if I were to formally exit a connection with somebody else, 2 of Swords, break a pattern by Christmas or by the first snowfall or something. I kind of feel like this person is more or less low key wanting to test the waters with Pisces to see if they could start something with Pisces. Now, I don't love the fact that it seems like they'd be leaving one relationship kind of, but not entirely, and starting a new relationship kind of, but not entirely. I mean, it definitely feels very murky, but they are somewhere in between worlds right now. They're gaining more independence all the time and not operating as a person who's in a connection. This feels like, I don't know if they are like, I know that I shouldn't be pursuing things with Pisces, especially yet, but it's almost like they just need an excuse to be in Pisces energy. Yeah, Queen of Wands. I feel like this person, on one hand, they would be happy to sit for like hours in a bar or restaurant and just talk to Pisces like nonstop. This definitely feels like more than anything, they would like to be someplace where Pisces is, where there's like whatever slow jazz music going on, or like maybe it's going to be a fancier restaurant or something where there's like, some live, quartet playing. But it feels like if they could just like soak up Pisces energy, that would almost be enough. I think they want to test the waters and see what it would be like to kind of step into Pisces world, be able to like really form a connection, ignite that spark, see if Pisces has a spark for them still. This still feels like they want to do things a little bit murky though. I'm not going to lie. This still feels murky to me. Everything about them still feels murky. They're not fully single, but they're leaning that way. They're not really offering anything to Pisces, but they'd like to be in Pisces energy. And it's almost like they want to have like a pretend, like we're dating and let me see how that feels. Let me just be around you. There's something here about music, obviously, and maybe Pisces' voice that's very beautiful to them, very soothing to them. I think that they want to play the emperor role with Pisces. They want to not fully open up that door and be like, Pisces, I love you. Let's make this thing official. But more like they want to, honestly, it feels like somebody who's still with somebody else who wants to date Pisces. And I should say again, wants to date Pisces again. This would not be them just casually coming to town. This is them hoping that they can play at being very like chivalrous, dressed really nice. I feel like they want to take Pisces out someplace, meet Pisces. The rendezvous point could be someplace very nice where everybody dresses really good. And what it really is a pseudo date. We have fire on both of these cards, right? But it's all in the periphery. This is not somebody who's necessarily going to try to get Pisces back to their bedroom, their hotel room. Not necessarily. This is somebody who wants to start a bond with Pisces and really have Pisces see them as like, here's what I would want to be. I would want to be this amazing catch in your eyes. I'd want to take you out. It feels like this person is starved for a dating scenario. It does not look like they want to stay in a connection with the Queen of Pentacles, but I will say this, they may have quite a bit of like monetary struggle. If they're starting a divorce or something, this could be quite a messy divorce. And it has not really even yet begun. I don't know what to say about this. If this person is like truly mature or if they're trying to act really mature and say, this is how it would be between us as soon as I'm really single. But I don't know that I think that they haven't detached. She's still upright. She may wear a lot of scarves too, their ex. I just don't think that they're going to be able to hide this from her either. So all I can say is that may be a lot for Pisces to think about. If an ex is reaching out, if somebody's coming to town and Pisces is like, we always had an attraction and I already know they're looking for something. This might just be like, whoa, Pisces is going to have to think about what we do. How do we handle this? All right, I'm going to leave this one here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye.